Not catch me at the grocery store with all of my kids. I just do not enjoy it, and I will never go back to just buying meats for the week, because one thing that I do not do with my kids is we have cut out snacks. The things that I feel like I try to do in order to serve my husband and to honor him and respect him. Hello you guys, welcome back. Welcome to today's little segment of homemaking things. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys meals. Every time I share a grocery haul, this is always something that is constantly in my DMs. I'm constantly getting questions about it, and I've kind of started this series, so this is going to be the second episode. On my first episode, I shared with you guys all things laundry, so if you want to see that, I will link that down below. How I do laundry for my family of 5, how I get laundry done before 9 a.m. most days, and how it is a very effortless and easy task that once was super daunting to me. So if that interests you, you can watch that below, but today we're going to talk all things groceries. And this is something I've been passionate about for a long time, ever since I had my daughter, because when my husband and I first got married, we used to overspend so much money on groceries, you guys, just the two of us. I remember one time we went grocery shopping and we spent over $500, and I just thought that was so ridiculous. And after that moment, I was like, we cannot, like, you can easily, when you talk to budget experts, people who do finances and all of that, like, the number one thing that they see people overspending on is groceries. It's the easiest one to overspend on. It's the easiest one to get out of hand. After that moment, I was like, we're not going to do that, especially because it was just my husband and I. And so this is a system that I've been doing for several years. If you go back, I did a video very similar to this. It's probably been 2.5 years at this point, but I shared a lot of our tips. So I will be revisiting a lot. The system is pretty much the same, but a lot has changed with our finances. A lot has changed because now we have more kids. I also do Costco now. There's a couple of things that we have implemented that's a little bit different, and our budget has changed. So I used to be able to get away with spending less than $150 every week on groceries. Sometimes I'm able to hit that mark, but other times I'm not. Inflation has definitely changed a lot. Sometimes I am paying $10 for the eggs that I like. Sometimes I'm paying $7, and it's sometimes inconsistent. So I don't want to use precise numbers because I don't want people to get like hung up on that. I want to share the overall theme and the overall idea that I follow, because that is really consistent and that is really easy for us to follow, and every single family is different. This is just what has really worked for us, and it's like my tried and true. This is what I do. So anyway, to me, this is how I feel like I'm able to live out Proverbs 31. It talks about her being good with their money. It talks about, let me pull it up real quick. Proverbs 31 is just so good, but it explains an excellent wife and like kind of states what would have made her an excellent wife. And it's really great, and it's sometimes hard to apply like what this would have looked like or can look like in our context, because it says that she rises while it's still night, and she provides food for her household and portions it out to her servants. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hand she plants a vineyard. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong. She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. Like, it's just a whole thing. And to me, one of the things that I feel like I try to do in order to serve my husband and to honor him and respect him is to help steward our finances well. One thing that I do not do with my kids is we have cut out snacks, is by making sure that I'm not wasting food and overspending in this area of food. And so that is just a conviction that I have. I don't know anyone who wants to purposely overspend money on food. Like, I just think it's unwise. It's foolish to do that. And so I think it's wise to have a system in place to follow. I think it's wise to be mindful of what you're spending and where it's going. Those are all wise things to do, and I don't know anyone who purposely intentionally wants to be a fool. And so I pray that this video helps maybe shine that or show you that. So we eat out. My husband and I try to do 99%. We are very consistent with our date nights. We do those every single Sunday. This summer we have actually been waiting and putting the kids down to bed, and then him and I do our own thing. We haven't had a sitter. We had a sitter come yesterday, but we've been trying not to eat out as frequently. We've been trying to save more. As you guys know, we're currently building a house, and so we're trying to be very, very tight with our budget and making sure sure that we're being very wise with that. And so we'll do our date nights at home sometimes we do go out to eat, but going out and having meals out frequently is not part of our rhythm. We'll try to eat out maybe once or twice, but it's not like every single meal. It's definitely not once a day, 1 to 2 times a week, Saturdays and then date nights for us. Yes, there is the occasion where I'm out with all the kids, and like a couple weeks ago or last week, they all fell asleep and I was driving past the Panera and I said, you know what? A little treat sounds good right now. And I just got myself like a drink and a salad. So I'm not bounded by this, but more often than not, we are eating at home, and eating out is not a system and pattern that we follow. So I think right off the bat, that already saves us hundreds of dollars, because eating out as a family of 5 is very expensive, and very rarely do we ever spend less than $100 when it's all of us. So try to be very mindful of that, because I'm like, well, that's like a lot of our budget just out the window on just one single meal. So try to be very mindful of that. And meals are just really important to us. I like to cook from home. I grew up with a mother who cooked every single meal from scratch from home. And so that's just what I grew up with, and I find that really special, and I want to implement that in my home too. I have all my meals with my kids, lunch, breakfast, and dinner together, and that's really special to me. I know not everyone can do that, but I think even just one meal, just dinner time or breakfast before everyone goes, is super nice. And so let's start. I wanted to preface with all of that, so in case you're new, in case you haven't seen any of like our systems before, you can kind of have that idea. So one thing that I do every single week is I order groceries. We order groceries by a weekly basis for what we are going to eat that week. I order them on Sunday and I use Instacart. I am a huge Instacart lover, advocate. I have saved myself hundreds of hours. I think at this point it's probably over 300 hours, maybe closer to 400, because I keep an inventory of it. I started using it before 2020, so I've been using it for at least 4 years. I rarely go to the grocery store with all of my kids. I rarely grocery shop. I'll go to Trader Joe's, and that's about the extent of it, and that's more so for like special occasions. You will not catch me at the grocery store with all of my kids. I just do not enjoy it. It's not how I like to spend my time. It's actually very overstimulating to me. It's very exhausting. And I find that I spend more money when I do go, because I don't have that much self-control. I see things and I'm like, oh, I want to try that. And so for me, that's just what I know, and I stay away. My husband's very different. He enjoys the grocery store. He likes it. It's his little outlet. He thinks it's fun. He likes to touch his produce. I have learned that as a mother of 3, and with having several employees and running this business and doing all these things, I have to pick. I cannot have it all. And for me, not having it all means I do not get to pick my produce with my own hands. That's okay, because very soon we will have our own garden and we'll be able to have our own things, and I won't have to be going to the store all the time to get our own produce. But at the moment, that is something I'm willing to sacrifice. I'd much rather be with my kids at home playing and doing puzzles than touching fruit at the grocery store. You really have to pick your battles. But maybe for you, that is just a battle you will not let go of. So that's fine. Again, I'm just sharing for me what I've chosen to let go and kick to the curb. So sometimes I will ask for zucchini and I will get a cucumber. You know, it sometimes happens, but Instacart has been so gracious and like, will refund you. Like, that's great. Sometimes there are complications, yes, but I have never had an issue with them. They are top notch, and I love that I'm able to get my stuff within like an hour sometimes. So Sunday, part of our date night, we will plan out our meals for the week. I had a really hard time finding a system and organization that I like, and so I created my own. I have templates that I sell on my website. I have 2 different variations. I have Calm and Cookin', which is all things meals, and then I also have another one that is more so for like day-to-day things. And you can get my entire bundle on my website for $5.99, and you can download them, and then you can laminate them, you can print them, you can do whatever you want with them, you can write on your iPad. But this system was so helpful because you write out every single thing that you plan on making, and then when you go to the grocery store or when you go to order Instacart, you know exactly what you need to be getting, and you're not wasting any time and you're not wasting any food. So the start of the week is when I will do that. But before I even place my order, I need to take inventory of what I have in my fridge. And this is so key, because this is where I find that I am able to save money, because I'm able to look back at what my previous week looked like. What did we eat up? What didn't we eat up? What is still left? What did I have to reorder? Because sometimes that will happen. What did the kids eat? What didn't they eat? What did they eat up really quick? Just get a full inventory of what you have, so you're not buying multiples, you're not wasting any more time. So just to kind of give you a little, for our family, every single week when I go to order this, I like to get the same thing. All right, so let's talk. So you took inventory, you saw what was in the fridge, and you got a chance to clean things out. This is also great because, again, you get to, at this time, I like to go through and see what leftovers we have that we didn't end up eating, and that always makes me really upset because that means that either I bought too much and food is going to waste. Thank God we have dogs though, because our dogs love our leftovers. And then you can kind of go from there so that this coming week you can kind of adjust. But this is now kind of transitioning into more pantry stuff. So one thing that we have done to be able to save a lot of money is use Thrive Market. We've used them for 4 years and they are sponsoring today's video, and I'm really excited because they gave a code where you guys can get 30% off today when you sign up, and you can get a free gift worth up to $60. So subscriptions, as you guys can tell, I'm a big fan of that because I'm able to save myself a lot of money, especially with the staple pieces. Thrive I really like because you're subscribed to it, and then you can get discount off of things that you're having to buy all the time, but it's all at a discounted rate. And they're really great because they have things if you're vegan, if you're paleo, they have like different dietary things on there. So I will get my flour from there. I will get the kids soaps, body soaps from there. I will get, like, they just have everything that I would need there. And so that's when I will stock up my pastas. I'm very specific about my pasta. I really like this company called Jovial. Thrive has the exact like spiral one that I like, and they have the spaghetti one that I like that I can't always find in store. And so I like that because whenever I need to refresh my pantry of certain things that I always keep in stock are different baking things. So flour, baking soda, baking powder, bread flour, sugar, those types of things I will order from Thrive, and then I am good. I don't go through it that quickly that I need to be ordering it weekly. It's probably maybe every other month. So it is a great option if you like buying pantry stuff like that too. So I will leave my link down below, and it's $5.99 for the entire year, or if you want to do month to month, you can do $12. But if you total up, you save a lot of money because it's stuff that you would be buying anyway, and it's discounted a lot. So I will link that down below. For that pantry type of stuff, I'm not frequently restocking it. Ever since we kind of cut out snacks, it's not like every week I need to buy goldfish. Every week I need to buy pretzels. The kids do like Scout bars, so I'll keep some of those, but again, I buy those online and then they'll last us a while. So I have found that like week to week, what I need to be buying and spending, and the things that are more perishable, those are the things that I'll more so focus on, or are more like front heavy that I need to be thinking about every week. And then the other things that I need to be buying every other month, or not as frequently, pantry stuff, bigger things, I like doing for subscription because then it comes when I need it to come. And Thrive, you can also put it on automatic. Like if you're automatically buying flour every time and specific things every time, and you realize that you're running out of it every 2 months, you can put it on a thing and it'll just delivered right to your door, and it's one less thing to think about. So that's a great option. One thing that we have done different now is that we have a meat subscription. We use Good Ranchers. We love them. We're actually friends with the owners. They are very, very sweet Christian people. They are the sweetest. They're so genuine, and their meat, there is nothing like their meat. And it ends up being around the same cost that we would spend at the store, but the quality is a lot higher. The taste is superior. The quality, everything is so much better. So maybe we are saving money because sometimes I wouldn't be able to get grass fed because it would be sold out at our local store. So I know the quality is really nice. So that is what we will do, and we get a box of meat every 4 to 6 weeks, and I will never go back to just buying meats for the week because it goes bad really quickly. Sometimes it's not enough, sometimes it's too much. Like I have found that doing the subscription is so much easier, especially when I go to plan out my meals, because I'll literally just look at what's in our box and what we have in the deep freezer, and I'll just pick a couple things, bring them upstairs, put them in our fridge, and then that's what we end up eating for the week. And it just saves me so much mental time and mental space. We get chicken, we get their bacon, and we get ground beef and steaks, and they have like a variation. So I like that too because then you're able to save. I would eventually love to get a cow or a half cow later down the line. We just don't have the space for it because I know we'd have to get a bigger deep freezer, and we just don't have the space for it right now. So doing the monthly 6, I'm pretty sure right now we're at 4 weeks. I think we were at 6 weeks and we adjusted adjusted it to 4 weeks, but that range has been really nice for us. So that's nice. So every week when I do go to order groceries, I am getting our essentials and veggies. And so I have a list of probably about 10 items that I get every single week, no matter what is happening that week, no matter what we are eating for dinner or not eating for dinner. So I guarantee you have a list of that as well. For us, I will quickly list it off. I get 3 packs of eggs every single week. I get 3 to 5 different fruits every week, whether that's bananas, mangoes, oranges, blueberries, grapes, whatever is like more so in season or whatever the kids are liking. I normally get at least 3 to 4 of those. And then I always get some type of veggie, whether that's broccoli, broccolini, asparagus, zucchini, cucumbers, tomatoes. I always get something like that. And then sometimes an orange juice, maybe. Yeah, that ends up being about it. So for us, eggs are something that we have every week, fruits and veggies. One thing that I do not do with my kids is we have cut out snacks. And this has saved us a tremendous amount of money because I pinpoint and found out that goldfish, pretzels, and those individualized pack things were getting eaten up really quickly and they're really expensive. And so we have cut out snacks. I have specific times that we will eat. So at 11, we're normally done eating by 8 in the morning, but at 11, the kids know it's snack time. And it's not really snack time, it's lunch time, but I just call it snack time because we're still transitioning out of that. But that is when I will give them whatever we're eating for lunch, and then I'll make it more fun. I'll like make it look like a charcuterie board, or like just make it look more fun and more like a snack. And that has saved us a lot of money. We will still get Scout bars sometimes and other things. But this is now kind of transitioning into more Costco. I always did not see Costco necessary for a family. It seemed a little bit wasteful and you need a lot of space for Costco things. But I have found that there are some things that we actually do save a lot of money doing and has been just a really great option. So for Costco, I will probably place a Costco order every 3 months, 4 months. It's not frequent, but it is for the things that we use a lot, and this has saved us a lot. So a majority of what I have been talking about has been food, because that's what I mainly focus on and what I mainly want to save money on. But things like paper towel, toilet paper, detergent, cleaning supplies, those things are also worth noting, but I do not consider them part of our weekly budget when it comes to groceries, because groceries I see as food and the other things I see as more households. So those are different budgets for us. But for Costco, things that I will get is detergent, laundry detergent. They haven't been having the one that I like, so that depends. Syrup, they have like maple syrup in like this giant thing, and it's so worth it for us because it's way cheaper. Waffles, I will get waffles from there because they sell an entire box, and so I keep it in our fridge downstairs, or in our freezer downstairs, and then I keep one little pack up here, and we go through that probably in 4 months. We don't eat waffles every single day, but it is a nice little thing to have when you're trying to get out the door. Another thing is trash bags. Trash bags are one thing that Costco sells like an enormous thing of. It's so big and it will last so long, so I like getting those. And then toilet paper and paper towel, and then we store those in our garage. So that saves us because we're not having to get smaller things that just go out quickly. It's larger things that is just easier, and I don't have to think about it every single week. Now let's kind of transition. Now that you kind of see where I'm getting things from and what not, let's transition into what a week of meals could look like. And honestly, I'm gonna give you a very brief on this because I think I'm gonna do a whole separate video on it because I don't want this video to get too long, but I will do a whole separate video showing you guys what a week of cooking looks like to kind of give you an idea. So I like to cook 3 to 4 times a week, and then that is enough to last the other days. So how I'm able to get away with that is I will cook a large portion at once. So let's say I'm going to be making, I did this last week, so it's right off the top of my mind, but I'm making ground beef with zucchini and mushroom. I will get 3 pounds of ground beef, I'll get 3 to 4 zucchini, and I'll get 2 packs of mushrooms, and I will make that. And then I pair it with a side of rice, and then that is enough to last us dinner, and then maybe 2 other meals. So a lunch and like another dinner. So I found that it's just makes more sense for me to make larger portions that we're able to have lunch, because I do not really like having to make lunch in the middle of the day, because when I do, I find that I'm in the kitchen 50% of my day, and that can be a little bit exhausting, and I have other things that I need to do. And so this has been like my little hack to having fresh meals without having to cook every single one of them. And so when I do my inventory for the week, the simplest thing that I do is I pick a protein and I pick a vegetable. I've been trying to cut out starches and other things because I always did rice, or I would do like beans or potatoes or something. But I have found that just doing a vegetable and a protein gets the whole family really full, and they're so nutrient dense that we're not hungry. Like, we're really filling ourselves up on protein. And that is the simplest thing to do. There's so many varieties of different ways you can cook all these things. And so when I sit down with my templates by me and I'm going to write things out, that's how I write it out. And then from there, let's say the kids are always requesting different things. So let's say they request salmon. I will get salmon and then I will find something to pair it with. And I have different recipes that I go to. I have I call it the CCID menu, but it's like probably 40 to 50 recipes that I have made and kind of know by heart. There's nothing better than when you have a recipe memorized and you just can cook it and you don't have to keep looking at it. So I have like about 40 of those in my mind that I just will pick from, whether that's using salmon and a specific vegetable with different sauces and whatnot. And sauces are things, again, that I either get from Thrive. So like soy sauces I'll get from Thrive, mayo I'll get from Thrive. Like, there's different things, but those are things that I'm not having to get all the time, but I have them at hand. And so that's really great. Yeah, I will write down, I'll take my inventory of what's left in my fridge. If there's still things left there, then I will like eliminate one of big things I would be getting. So let's say I have, like right now, I hosted an event at our house a couple days ago, and there was a lot of food left over. A lot of the girls took a lot of the food home, but there was still stuff that was left. And so today I'm not going to have to make a meal because we have a lot of leftovers to eat. And so I'm not ordering a whole thing. I'm not going to bring up a thing of meat. I'm not going to bring up a protein, and I'm not going to order veggies for that meal. Is this making sense? I hope this makes sense, because in my mind, this is just what I've been doing, that it's really second nature to me. But writing things down is super important, because then you know what you're doing, and then you can evaluate and see, like, making sure you're getting different proteins. Like, I can see I'm getting salmon one day, I can see I'm getting red meat another day, and then I can see I'm getting chicken. It adds variety, and then you can kind of make your pop and play your veggies that you want to do, or possibly starches, and then you can go from there, and then you can have fun with it. And then none of my meals that I make take less than 30 to 45 minutes. If it takes any longer than that, then we have a problem, and I gotta reevaluate, because I don't have time to be in the kitchen for an hour. Home Chef, we still do Home Chef. I used to do them bi-weekly. We do them monthly now. I think once we got our meat subscription, doing Home Chef and the meat subscription both just didn't make sense. I found that like money was getting wasted, and so I still love Home Chef. I still find them very convenient for really busy weeks, or for like coming back from vacation, like those types of things. That's when I'll plan it out for that. But that's the biggest thing that has changed, because we used to get them bi-weekly, but now we get them about once a month. And so that's like another shift that we've made. I'm trying to think of what else. Crock pot meals, I know I'm gonna start doing more frequently now that it's going to be winter. Right now in the summertime, I feel like we're just trying to eat fresh, fun things that are just easy and quick to make. And I found that like my crock pot gets used a lot more for soups and stews and like other things like that. But yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Hopefully this kind of helps you see maybe where you can fill in some spaces for you and go from there. I will be doing a whole video on like cooking with me. Those videos are always really hard for me to do, because most of the time when I'm trying to make dinner, I'm just trying to make dinner. I normally have a baby that's crying. I have a hangry toddler. Like, it's hard for me to do that. So I think I might end up voiceovering that like I did my peace video. So if you like that style, that's probably what I think I'll end up doing. But the next video that I do will kind of show exactly more portions. This was more so front heavy on planning things out, because I think planning is a great way to save things. So let me know if you have any questions. I will leave my Thrive link down below that can get you 30% off once you sign up. I will also link my templates if you guys want to try those out, to be able to just stay on a schedule. And then that's really great too, because you're also able to write down if you're going to be ordering from a specific spot. If you know you're going to be getting something from Thrive and then something from Costco, you're able to kind of just go from there and see what you get. But yeah, I hope this is helpful. Let me know what's a great little hack that you do for your family with meals. I'm always open. I'm always open to trying new things. I'm always open to adapting new things and making my life easier and making the food fresher. Like, let us know your hacks down below. I love you guys. Be blessed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.